I want to talk to you about my predictions for the new Apple Watch Series 3. This will launch sometime in 2017, probably coinciding with the September release of the next generation iPhone, whether that's the iPhone 8, iPhone 10, iPhone X, or whatever it'll be called. The Apple Watch Series 3 will come out at that time frame. So I want to talk to you about a couple things that I really expect to come along with this update. So the first thing is going to be better battery life. The Series 2 actually had better battery life than the Series 1. I think the new third version of the Apple Watch will continue to have improved battery life. I think there are two reasons for that. Number one, sleep tracking. I think this is one big area where a lot of fitness trackers kind of excelled, and the Apple Watch never really went after that niche. That had to do, obviously, with the fact that the Apple Watch was designed originally to get 1 day worth of battery life. The next version will have improved battery life so that you can wear the watch for a couple days in a row and charge it sporadically thereafter, but then be able to wear it overnight so it can track your sleep, possibly have an intelligent alarm system as well so that you choose, I need to be up by, say, 7 o'clock, and based on what sleep cycle you're in, it wakes you up somewhere between 6:30 and 7 to give you a much better sensation of waking up. The other big thing is cellular data. I think this really goes to the iPhone independence, which I've been talking about for years with the Apple Watch. I think once the Apple Watch can do a lot of tasks by itself without the iPhone, it'll be much more useful and much more valuable. Being able to have an always connected cellular data connection on the watch will be huge for making sure you're always connected, and really makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you wanted to go work out with your watch and you didn't want to carry your phone in your pocket, well, now you have Bluetooth headphones, no wires, that you can listen to your music, that you can save onto the watch, and you can always be connected even if you're running outside because of the cellular data connection. So that makes a lot of sense. And I think along with that, just a little bit more control in the settings about connecting to Wi-Fi networks. It's a little bit unclear when your watch will remember a Wi-Fi network and connect to it, so being able to have manual control over that will be pretty nice. The next two things are kind of just your standard every year updates, but I think are really important. So faster processor, more RAM. Again, this will just make it more independent by being able to run applications faster, get tasks done quicker. And of course, if you always have that cellular data connection, you can do a lot more with the watch, and so having corresponding power to go along with that makes a lot of sense. The other thing I would say is increased storage. Again, as you get more independent and as the watch becomes more powerful, applications are going to start taking up a lot more space. In addition, one thing that I think is a really great use case for the watch is working out and listening to music, so having more storage to store more stuff locally as opposed to having to stream over your cellular data makes a lot of sense to me. The next thing are going to be bracelets. So there are two big components to this: improved bracelets, and number one though, maintaining compatibility with existing options. The existing options are expensive, and for people that currently have a watch, they've probably purchased additional bands to use. I think it would make a lot of sense and would make people very happy if you could keep using the same bands that you always had. The other thing, of course, are going to be bracelets with extras. So whether that's extra sensors, so maybe the Apple Watch by default can't do certain things, but if you get a special bracelet that corresponds to that activity, then you can do it. Or even extra battery. You're someone that really wants to track your sleep for the entire week, so you're willing to get a bracelet that's a little bit thicker that has battery built into it. I think having bracelets that add extras are going to add a lot of value and are going to allow you to customize the watch in ways that make it perfect for you. And I think that customizability is very important. The next thing, more sensors. We kind of talk about this again every update cycle, similar to the processor, etc. I think more sensors make a lot of sense. Apple is really positioning this as a health and fitness option. So for instance, if you had a sensor that could attach to, that was built into the watch so you were able to really track your poor golf swing, that would be really useful. If you can have it intelligently know how many reps you're doing when you're working out, if it can monitor your stress levels and blood pressure levels as opposed to just your heart rate, I think those would all be very, very useful options, and again would just make this a lot better for health and fitness tracking. And I think the last thing just kind of has to do with the design itself. I don't necessarily care about it being smaller. I've used this size for over a year now, and I think it's fine in terms of thickness. If they wanted to make it a little bit thinner, that's fine, but I would prioritize the battery life and adding some of these features. I just think if you can make the case a little bit less scratch prone, the display a little bit less scratch prone, especially the aluminum versions, which mine has scratches on it, that would just make it a little bit more of a high quality finish that lasted a little bit longer. And again, continuing to improve the anti-reflective nature. There have been some people that have talked about as well having an always-on display, so no matter what you'll always be able to quickly glance down and see the time. Of course, it'll automatically awake itself when you use that gesture to look, but to have an always-on display is something that people have asked for, that I could see kind of the benefits to as well. But anyway, those are my big wishes for the new Apple Watch Series 3, including better battery life with cellular connectivity, bracelet support that has expandability, more sensors, and improved specs with regards to storage, RAM, and processor. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and make sure you click subscribe so all Apple Watch Series 2 updates and reviews come right to your YouTube homepage. Thanks for watching.